Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Arati coming on to talk about the Eidl grant and loan program, some important updates and news for you, as well as other stimulus news. We'll be talking about the infrastructure bill as well that just passed the House. That is important to note because it does impact you entrepreneurs and small business owners that are out there. Again, I have very important information about the Eidl program. This is your opportunity as well to ask questions that you have. If you want to apply, if you've already applied, you're still in process, you've been denied, you want to know how to get reconsideration or reevaluation, whatever the case may be, I want you to ask the questions that you have because the deadline is fast approaching for this program. We know that a lot of programs that have been administered by the SBA for stimulus for small businesses have closed up shop. And so this one is fast approaching. You don't want to wait till the deadline to apply or to get your process moving so you can get approved and funded. So that's why I'm here today to talk to you today because this is important and changes happen every single day with regards to this program. And there's still billions of dollars that are remaining for you to be able to get access for you and your business. So do come on in. Let me know, especially if you're new. Who are you? Where are you from? What is your business? Let me know if you have applied for the Eidl program as well. Do give this a thumbs up. Hit that love button. Share this video out to other entrepreneurs and small business owners. Every single day I'm getting emails and messages of people still are struggling with the program or don't know how to apply or don't know how to file for reconsideration or reevaluation. So we need as many of you all to share out this content as possible so we can help as many small business owners that we can. We don't want any small business owner or entrepreneur to be left behind. So I definitely do appreciate that because you're impacting the life of another small business. And that is so important. I mean, I just had a plea just before I came on from a business owner that she has multiple businesses, don't know where to get funding, don't know what to do. And it's just heartbreaking. So I try my best to educate, to inform, and to also provide resources and tools to help you overcome a lot of these challenges that I still see many of you all experiencing. So with that said, I just want to out the gate, just talk about the infrastructure bill. This is I don't know if you all have kept up, but as a small business owners and entrepreneurs, it is upon us to really stay in the know regarding our political environment and what is happening and how the decisions of the president and Congress and our leaders are affecting small businesses, especially now when we're still at the height of the pandemic. So the House passed yesterday the infrastructure bill. This is the second one. Okay, so this is the budget plan. Okay, so there's like two separate infrastructure bills. One is the bipartisan one for $1.2 trillion, and this one is 3.5 to really help to enact President Biden's Build Back Better plan. And I'm going to be doing a second video on that and the impacts to small business owners, some of the tax benefits and other benefits that you can expect once this is enacted. So this is for the 22 budget plan, and there's a lot in there. So you're talking about $4.5 trillion in new spending. So we definitely want to make sure that we're included in that number, and we definitely are. But with that said, the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that did pass the Senate is waiting to be passed in the House, and the Nancy Pelosi stated that she was going to hold off until they actually passed this $3.5 trillion bill, which they did. And so she is looking to vote, put the other one, the 1.2 trillion up for vote in the House no later than September the 27th. Okay, so I just want to bring you all up to speed on that. On on August the 10th, the Senate did pass the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, which is called the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. And then on August the 11th, the Senate passed the blueprint for the $3.5 trillion bill on a party line vote, which was a vote of 50 to 49. So with this vote yesterday, which was an exciting vote, it was looking kind of scary. There was some tension there, but they were able to pull it together, and they passed it with a 220 to 212 vote. And this enables the Senate Democrats to pass with this bill with a simple majority. So I will keep you updated on that. Just as a reminder, the $1.2 trillion bill that I talked about, where did they get that money from? So $500 billion of that is new spending, right? And then the other is money they actually took from other places, including stimulus money that they say was not allocated, meaning that it was not already claimed. Okay. And so part of that is $31 billion from the targeted Eidl grant program and the Eidl loan programs, which I do not like at all. And so, again, we're still waiting it to be fully passed and to be enacted. So until that time, the money is still available to be allocated. And so that's why I come on here to let you know, let's get it allocated. For those of you that qualify, we need you to get access to that money. And so what they're saying is that there's not enough qualifying businesses for the money, so that they're going to take it and move it somewhere else. That makes no sense. The fact is that there are millions of small business owners and entrepreneurs that are in low income communities right now. The problem is the outreach. For you all to be connected and informed enough to know that you indeed qualify and then go apply for the program. But right now it looks like there's nobody that's qualifying except for the few 100,000 that have already applied. And I know that's not true. Okay, so entrepreneurs and small business owners and nonprofits as well that qualify for the Eidl grant and Eidl loan programs. I would encourage you, please. I'm pleading with you to start talking with your entrepreneur peers, and I'm talking about gig workers that don't know that they're a business, 1099 workers, self-employed with no employees. These are the ones that are really missing out on these programs. They have zero clue that they qualify for these programs or how to overcome some of these hurdles that have come up. But you can do it. I've literally helped thousands of entrepreneurs and small businesses get access to Eidl program funding and funding across all SBA stimulus programs. So you're talking about millions upon millions of dollars that businesses were able to get. And it did not come easy for everybody. Yes, you may have to have appeal once, twice, or 3 times. But that's why using our resources and tools, or maybe having a one-on-one consult with me, can help expedite that process for you, because some people just need a little bit more help than others. But those of you that many of you watch our videos, go to our playlist. That's why I do these explainer videos, to show you step by step how to get through the applications, how to appeal if you wind up being denied. But there is opportunity out there for you. Now, I put out, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, in a few Facebook groups actually, and I do post on our YouTube channel as well, just seeing who received the Eidl grant, right? Either 10,000 or 15,000, right? Because we know that there's a supplemental grant on top of that. And so I just looked for the comments. So I was congratulating the ones that did, but there are so many that still in the process that didn't. And some people that they were just finding out about the program and like, oh, how do I apply this late in the game? Like, the applications have been open since February. And there's still businesses that don't know. And if it weren't for the fact that I put out a post, that they wouldn't have known. And a lot of these groups that, we're in, unfortunately, it's not really being used for what it should. And that should be knowledge sharing. I don't see a lot of businesses talking about this, especially in underrepresented communities like minorities and black owned businesses and women owned businesses. I mean, like, what are we doing if we are not sharing information and pointing people in the right direction for them to be able to save their business? So that's why it's important for me to keep staying out here on the front lines, advocating and petitioning. But I can't take the action for you. I can only show you how to do it, and then you have to take action on behalf of yourself. And there's a lot of also misinformation out there. So I want to dispel some of these myths that are out there. I know there are other people that have broadcasts that talk about it, but they don't never show you how to do it. And they oftentimes don't have the correct information. So that's a problem as well. So if you're not getting the correct information from the SBA, and then you're trying to find who has the right information, everybody has a different story, you're totally confused. So, I mean, I definitely get it. Okay. But you can rest assured here, I research thoroughly every single day. I'm on top of what's going on with regards to all of these stimulus programs. I'm well versed in the SBA program. So you can be confident that the information that you're getting here is factual. Okay. As best as we get it, the latest updates that we are provided by the SBA or the IRS or whoever is related to these programs. Now, I do want to circle back on the 4506T because that came up in the post, and it comes up in questions that I get regularly. And we've been monitoring for an update regards to the 4506T. This is the transcript. So the tax transcript to verify that you actually have legitimate taxes on file with the IRS. We know that the IRS is completely backlogged. They're backlogged for 2019 and 2020 taxes. So a lot of you are held up in that process, like, oh, I'm still waiting, but you haven't been denied, because they were denying you if you did not have that 4506T, or if it came back, right, and it came back errors or zeros. That means that even if your taxes, you did them and they're with the IRS, they're not in their master file. Okay, so we're still waiting for the SBA to implement a formal alternate procedure to help give more businesses moving past this barrier that is keeping them stuck in the process, because that is a way to verify the legitimacy of your business and to eliminate the fraud that was happening in the program. Now, there are some reports out there that some of the loan specialists that were moved over to the loan that were moved. Okay, so they were operating under for the targeted grants, that some of them were approving with just with your having a signed or stamped tax transcripts and having 2018, 2019 tax returns and or bank statements. However, even if that is the case, they need a standardized process, right? Like, you can't have 2-3 separate processes. That doesn't make sense. But we know that some businesses do that. But you have to get past the second step, the underwriting step, which is the attorneys, right, that are looking at, or the legal side of the process that are looking at that. So that's their secondary eyes on your files before you actually get approved for funding. And that is for the loan or loan modification. So just be aware of that. You have to get through that step. Okay. And so what I would encourage you to do, if you are stuck, whether it's the 4506T or not, the SBA even stated this in their updated FAQs that I've talked about several times, and it is on their website. That I would highly recommend two things. For any challenge, if you've just been in the process for months and months and months, and you have no movement, and that's some of you though that are out there, you need to, number one, you need to get on the phone and call your SBA district office and let them know what is going on with your personal file, whether it is the grant or the loan. And so just let them know that you were, advised through the SBA FAQs to seek additional assistance for any challenges with your file. You don't have to tell the long story in a voicemail. Just keep it short and wait for a district representative to get back in contact with you. That's one. That's step one. Step two, or simultaneously, you could do this as well. And this really has worked for many business owners, including myself. You need to get on the phone and call your congressmen and women. Now, I provided the link multiple times. You can simply Google them, right? Congress representatives in Florida, Congress representatives in California. It will pull it up for you, okay? And just contact them. You can send them an email message, but I would follow that up with a phone call. Now, they will, and if you contact both, okay? So maybe one doesn't respond and another one will. I'm telling you that this has worked across the board, okay? So you call them, you will need to, they will send you, usually within 24 hours, a form. It is a release form giving them permission, right? You will give them a summary of what your issues or challenges are. They will ask you for other business information as well. And you will have to sign and date the release, giving them permission to discuss your file, your application with the SBA. So I encourage you all to do that. And those of you that have done it, can you please just comment and let people know how that has helped you in your process? So I'm trying to help you get the funding faster before the time runs out, because, you know, even if you're an applicant, we saw with the PPP, people had their applications, the program ran out, either funding runs out or the deadline, the date deadline runs out. And if your application has not been approved and funded, it's a wrap. So we want to try to avoid that. So I'm telling you what has worked for me and what has worked for thousands of other businesses that I have been able to help. Now let's circle back on the low income community requirement. Okay, so this is another huge. One of my peers just asked me about this today. Have they expanded outside of low income communities? To my knowledge, they have not. I have not heard any official word as of yet that they will be expanding outside of low-income communities. I just stated that with the infrastructure bill, they're taking $17.1 billion from the targeted Eidl grants because, they're saying that there's not enough businesses in low-income communities applying, okay? And I know that there are businesses that are out there. So we continue to advocate and petition for that to happen, because the bottom line is that those that did receive or those that did apply to the program, to the Eidl program in 2020, should have gotten the full $10,000. So before they even open this new program with all the different requirements that I'll review in just a second, those that applied to the program should have gotten the $10,000 by law. They did not. Either you got partial grant, right? Partial. If you had one employee, you got 1,000. If you had two, you got 2,000. And then those of us that we didn't get it before the money ran out, we didn't get anything until the program opened. And so they need to go back and make sure all of those businesses that had applied back then get the grant that they deserve. Okay. So that's where we are regarding the low income community. You can check on the SBA website, and I've done this for businesses that I've consulted with, and we will actually go to the map, plug in your address, and it will show you. You have to hover over the address to get the yes or no. Once you hover over the address, it would tell you, yes, you're in a low income community, or no, you're not in a low income community. Again, it just goes back to advocating for yourself. If you know that you applied in 2020, you should have gotten the $10,000. You need to be calling your congressmen and women and letting them know that. They know this. They know this. It's the law in the CARES Act law. You can look it up. I mean, just go back to earlier videos. We have it there, or just go to you could Google it. Okay. In the law, it says to $10,000 the business owners were supposed to get. But because they thought that, it was so many applicants and they would run out of money, the SBA decided to parse it out. Okay. So we still haven't been, many still haven't been made whole. Now, I received it because I met all the requirements under the new program. So I'm thankful for that. But still, I have another business that does not. And it qualified at the time I applied in 2020. So I'm still advocating it and fighting for that. So, you have to take action on your own behalf. Get on your own platform, whatever that may be, and talk about it, right? Get on the news. If you have access to the news, your local news, and talk about how COVID has impacted you and your inability or challenges with getting access to some of these programs. That, again, this is how change happens. We need more of us to do this. We need more small business owners to be advocates and get out there and start using our voices. But there's many of us that have, and the many changes that you see is a result of that action that we have taken. Okay, and we continue to do this on a everyday basis. But again, as of right now, it's not expanded outside of low income communities. I don't know when or if that will happen. But if you are in a low income and you know people that are business owners, that are entrepreneurs, please encourage them to apply for the program. Now, in order to qualify for the Eidl program period, your business had to have been in operation as of January 31st of 2020. Now, for the targeted grant, you must be in a low income community. As I said, you can check that. You must have 300 employees or less, and you must be able to show that you had a decrease of 30% in gross sales in 2020 in a period, or a quarter in 2020 compared to that quarter in 2019. This is another challenge that has come up that I've spoken about and reviewed in earlier videos that people struggle with calculating. So some of you all that have been denied is simply that you don't know how to calculate. And so because you don't know how to calculate, you don't know about your sales, or you're putting employment income in there, you're putting unemployment income in there in your application, that does not belong. Like, so you have to know what information to provide. If you don't, it's going to cause you to get denied. But guess what? You can appeal the denial and get it right. So either you appeal the denial, go watch one of our videos, or book a consult so you get it right, so you can get that 10,000 or 15,000 or up to a max of 15,000. Okay. Now, to get the $5,000 supplement, you still need to be in a low income community, but you need to have 10 employees or less, and then you need to have 50% decrease in gross sales in order to get the supplement. Now, I just looked at the report that was issued out. They issue like weekly, the SBA. Their Eidl report shows that today 360,376 targeted grants have been approved for $3 billion. So again, right now the pool is around 27 billion, or a little shy of that. And then for the supplement, you'll see that 280,000 have been approved for 1.4 billion. So if you get the 10,000, that's great. That doesn't automatically mean you will qualify for the additional 5,000, but we can see that many have. But as you can see, it's not equal to the same amount that has gotten the $10,000 max targeted Eidl grant. But this is your opportunity to be able to get that. But I know a lot of you all have been denied, and people that you all been denied and don't even know that you can appeal. You can appeal the denial. For the grant is called the reevaluation process, and I have a step-by-step video on our YouTube channel. Just go to our YouTube channel, go to the Eidl playlist, and find that video. For the Eidl loan, if you've been denied, that appeal process is called the Eidl Reconsideration that you are requesting. And there's specific instructions, and you do it by email. There's a specific email address, and then there is what you need, information that you need to include in the subject line, including your application number and information in the body. Now, we have templates to help you on our website, as well as other resources, COVID resources at www.shebosstalk.com. And so those templates are there to also be able to help you with that process. Now, loans, for the loan approvals, there's been 3.8 million. So that's just shy of 4 million Eidl loans. These are disaster loans that have been approved for $258.5 billion in loans. Okay, so we know that they're still processing the loans. Again, deadline for both these programs is December 31st of 2021. At the end of the year, these programs will close. We have not heard anything about these being extended. Now, I have already mentioned that there are many loan modifications that were in backlog. The backlogs have been cleared. but there's still people, or some of you all that are in the process of getting your loan modification, and you may still be in process, but they did work through that backlog. And there could be a number of reasons why you're in that process. And then I think about 50% of those loan modifications for increase were denied. So again, that is still you still have an ability to request reconsideration of the loan modification. So just because you received the first loan doesn't mean that they will approve you for the increase. And the request an increase is because the SBA raised the loan caps to $500,000. Now we go back to what the law said. The CARES Act law that was passed in 2020 stated that the loan caps were supposed to be $2 million. The SBA decided to restrict that to $150,000 for all qualifying businesses. Okay, so when Isabella Gunsman became the administrator, she raised it to $500,000. Okay, for as the cap, and a cap of 24 months of working capital. So this has been so helpful to a lot of businesses. That's why this is called disaster relief. This is why it's different than other types of loan or funding programs that most require that you do be making money in your business. But we know this was a disaster that shut a lot of businesses down. So this loan to help you build back your business to where it was prior to COVID. And so there's rules around spending the money. You don't have to request the full amount. Request what you need. You can always go back and get increased amount. Someone just asked me, asked me about the fact that they were approved. They got $25,000, but the SBA said that they qualified for more and they were stuck in the process. They didn't know if they had to reject it or what the situation was, because they didn't really know what to do. So if that's your situation, just call the SBA, get on the phone with the SBA and ask them if there's some reason in your portal that you cannot shift the number to request the amount that you want. I did not know what step she was in the process to be able to clearly answer that question. I just advised her to always, that's my advice, is to always pick up the phone and call the SBA if you have specific questions about your application moving forward in that process. But again, many have received the funding. I know one of my peers, she has a trucking company. She was approved for $150,000. She was still trying to see about getting funding. I'm like, well, why are you doing this? Because she was scared to spend the money. Okay, you have the money for a reason. They clearly outline what you can use the money for. And I have a video on our channel on the do's and don'ts of using Eidl money. So there's a lot of ways that you can use it, costs that you can spend it on related to your business. These are not personal loans. These are business loans. Okay. And these are for those that were impacted by COVID-19. There's other types of disaster loans for other types of disasters. This one is for the COVID disaster, the COVID pandemic that we're in. And there's still billions of dollars available for this program. So I just want to make sure that you all know that and that you take the opportunity, if you haven't already, to apply. And then also move forward with, if you've gotten denied, make sure that when you follow up for a reconsideration, that you are addressing the reason for your denial. Like someone told me today that they were denied, or I was going through the comments. I always go back through the comments on all of our platforms and try to respond as I can. But she stated that she calls a representative, don't know who she spoke to, and they told her, she was like, I never got a denial letter or a notice. She was like, and they told her that they didn't have to send her a denial notice. That is not true. By law, the SBA has to issue you a determination letter, whether you are denied the grant or the loan, or you are approved. So if you have not received a notification, you need to call the SBA and let them know that you are entitled to a determination letter. You need that for your records, for your own personal files. And I would highly recommend that you request that. I don't know. She might have been just talking to not everybody knows what they're talking about, but by law, That's what they have to do. And like some of you all just found out because you called and you were just wondering what happened, or nothing is happening with your loan or your grant. Now, I can tell you, when I was approved for my grant, I actually received the verbal approval from the loan specialist before I received the email. But regardless, you should be receiving it days following your verbal approval if you are approved for the grant or for the loan. And more specifically the grant, because I don't even, if they're approving you for the loan, they don't call you. They were, at least they weren't when I applied, but they do the verbal because you actually have to go provide verifications. And when they request information with you, you basically have 7 days, 7 business days, I believe, to respond to them and give them what they are asking for. Okay. Or your file will be put on hold, delayed, or denied. And a denial is a delay. And as much as I know business owners right now is a sense of urgency to get funding, every single day, I get emails and messages about businesses needing funding. But you're not quite sure which programs you qualify for. So that's why even in this video, as much as I said before, I never know who's new that is just hearing about this program that needs to know what you need in order to qualify. These programs, these disaster type programs, are not for those that are just starting up new businesses. There's other types of programs out there for you. These are for those that have really been impacted. They were already up and running and generating sales in their business, and that came to a halt when we were shut down by the pandemic. That's the difference. Now, there's other types of funding that is out there, other types of grants, pitch competitions, and the like. There's so many opportunities for funding, but you need to know where to go get it. So that's why we developed a grant tracker that lists these types of programs. And I actually just got a notification from the Hennessy program that they launched an accelerator giving out $50,000 to businesses. They just announced the award winners for that. So I'm so excited that businesses are getting access to all these types of fundings. They're coming out really every single day. There's a new grant, there's a new accelerator. One of my peers just was accepted into the 10,000 small business program by Goldman Sachs, right? So I would encourage you all to get into some of these programs that are out there and available. Many of them are free. Some do require an investment, but you're going to have to invest in your business one way or the other at some point. And the one thing that I say every business should have, you need to have access to an accountant and tax preparers, right? Legal representatives, attorneys. You need access to this as a small business, right? We don't know everything. You need experts to really help you take your business to the next level. For instance, I want to say this because I did a video yesterday on the employee retention tax credit. So if you have employees, let me know in the comments. This program has flown under the radar for a year and a half. There's still businesses that don't know about it. This is for those that have W-2 employees. But did you know you could get up to $33,000 per employee? So many, before I said that in the video, they had no clue that they could get up to $33,000 per employee combined with the tax credit combined for 2020 and 2021. That is an amazing program. But people are asking me, okay, what is the application process? There is no standard application process like you see with the SBA grants, right? They're not sending you to any portal. You claim these credits as part of your quarterly tax filing. And so just based on the responses, I find that many of you all don't have accountants. You're not working with tax professionals that you really do need for your business. The finances is the health of your business. That is the heartbeat of your business. And if you don't have your financials in order, which a lot of you all don't, it's going to be hard to get other types of funding. I know because I help people get access to other types of funding. They're applying and then they're getting denied because they have not done the basics that is required in a bit of a business. And you have to be generating sales. You need to be properly set up, legally structured in your business. You need to have an EIN. So again, I have access to a wealth of experts in all types of industries. So feel free to email me anytime. If you need a referral, I'm happy to give them. You can email me at hello@shebosstalk.com. But don't let not investing in your business or reaching out stop you from getting access to the programs and opportunities that are out there and available for you. Now, and I know a lot of you all, so you need to think about, and I said this before, that all these programs, so you got PPP money. Okay, what are you doing with it? How did you invest it? If you're getting a loan, right, or other types of funding, including grants, you need to have money goals. You need to have a plan for it. It's not just there for you to just get and sit on. It's there for you to use to really build your business back up to where it was, and to be able to grow your business, to be able to get what you need in your business to move your business to the next level. That's what every business needs that. But a lot of you are lacking a plan. You don't even have money goals for the day. You don't have money goals for the week. You don't have money goals for the month or money goals for the year. I don't know why money is such a taboo topic, but everybody wants money, but you just don't know how to get it. You have to get in the right mindset to get to be able to create wealth for yourself, right? You have to believe that you deserve the money that you want. You have to believe that you're in business with a purpose, and one of those purposes to make money. This is not a passion project. You're not, and some of you all do that. You're treating it like a hobby and a passion project, and you're not even making significant attempts to make money in your business. So you have to be making attempts. There's no reason you should be in business 2 years and you haven't made not one sale. So then you have to ask yourself, am I really in business? And that's what the funders are asking. That's what the grantors are asking. That's what the banks are asking. That's what we're asking. That's what the SBA will ask. Are you really in business? So that will become a problem, like when they're asking for your tax transcripts and you send them their tax returns and it shows, yes, I was in business in 2018, but I made zero money, or I didn't report my money. Okay. I had cash. Who just takes cash? Even if you take cash, you can properly report that cash that you receive. You know, I understand people go to vendor shows and not everybody has a credit card and they may give you cash. They have mobile devices through Square and PayPal. We even offer POS systems. So there is no excuse for properly recording your sales. But that has been one of the biggest challenges with small business owners, is not capturing your sales, even with the grant, because it's like, how do I determine if I had a decrease in 30% if I don't even know what I made? I mean, does that make sense? I mean, we have to get on top of our money matters. I mean, this is so important, right? You're in business to make money, to generate revenue. And if something is not working, like we re-strategize every day. I just met with my team like yesterday. If I'm not meeting goals, I'm like, what are we doing? What do we need to switch up? Is there something wrong with this sales page? What's going on with this ad? Maybe we need to switch up this video. Maybe we need to switch up the graphic asset or the content, right? Am I right? Am I showing up on social media enough? Am I sharing enough? What am I sharing? Am I sharing things that are of value? Am I promoting my business the way that I should be promoting my business? Am I targeting the right audience? So it goes back. You need to know who your audience is. A lot of us, and this was me. I was out here back when I first started, and wasn't clear on my target audience. So you're just shooting everywhere to everybody, and nothing is hitting, nothing is sticking, because you need to go back and figure out who your target market is, and then get clear on your messaging to attract them. You want to attract your target and your ideal clients and customers. If you get, the sooner you get that, the more successful you will be, and the sooner you will be more successful. Take it from me, right? If you're on social media, there's no reason you're not monetizing all these social media platforms that you're on. I mean, why are you on there, spending hours on social media and you're not there to build your business and build your brand and make money? As we know, during the pandemic, everybody was forced to be home. There's more people on social media than there ever was before. And so somebody's getting their attention. The question is, are you? Right? Every single platform. I don't care if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, master one platform and show up as the expert on that platform to your target audience. And use the tools. There's data analytics. Are you using your analytics to know who is interested in what you're saying and what you're doing and what you're offering? There's so much data that is out there across all of these platforms. And then use Google Analytics. I mean, so the data tells a story, but that's not enough. You need to understand what the data is telling you and to be able to make knowledge-based decisions based on that data for your business. So I would encourage you all to do that. Like, many people didn't even know, how do I monetize social media? I'm just like, start with your personal profile. If you're in business, why is your account locked? Why are you hiding on social media? Okay. Why aren't you promoting yourself? You're promoting everybody else. You're promoting people and companies that's already making millions and billions of dollars. And I'm scrolling down your timelines and I'm not seeing anything about where you're talking about your business, where you're showing your expertise. Even in groups, if you're saying, I am the expert of this, and then I go to your personal profile and I don't see that you're an expert in anything. I don't see anything, not a website, not a link to a business page, not a banner. That is prime real estate. Your Facebook cover, LinkedIn covers, I don't see anything. So if I don't see anything, guess what your target audience is seeing? They're seeing the same thing I'm saying. And they're not saying that you are the one that has the solution to their problem. And so they're moving on to find those that do. Okay. And so that's why I'm here. It's not just to talk about stimulus. It's talk about how do you create your own stimulus for yourself, your families, and your business. We have to be action oriented. You can't be passive about this. Okay. And if you're struggling, get connected. We're family here. We're family. We support each other. Get connected to your local women business center or your chamber of commerces that are local, your local SBA, your SCORE offices. I'm a SCORE mentor. I'm a trainer as well as a subject matter expert with SCORE. So they can be of a lot of help. And so there's no excuse that, oh, I don't have any money. Okay. That has never been an excuse, and it's still not an excuse, because there are so many free resources that you can start with and build up from there. But free is only going to get you so far. But there's a SCORE, the small business development centers can help you with strategy, your business plan, your sales forecast. So there are opportunities out there, and there's organizations and associations that are out there to help support you in your business. The question is, are you getting connected to them? Right? Or are you just hoping somebody is just going to come to your door and, knock on your door and provide that help for you? It does not work like that. I'm here to tell you, right? Your clients are not just going to knock on your door without you showing up in the market, right? So you want to go from the hunter to hunted. So that's what you want to do. You want people hunting you down for your products and your services. So I want you all to get to that point. And that's why we're here. That's why we have that platform. So we're helping all businesses, but we really are here to spotlight and showcase the brands of women in business. So we invite you to take those opportunities to get on our platform, whether it's contributing to our blog, coming on our show, doing a product review, joining our ambassador program. These are all becoming a sponsor. These are all ways to gain visibility for your brand with a platform that has over 50,000 in our network. And those 50, we expand past that because they're always sharing our platform and referring business owners to us. So take that opportunity. If you're not getting in the spotlight, showing up somebody's show or their blog, and sharing the information that you have, this is the time to do it. Okay. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, go out and get your money. All of these programs, every single one has a deadline. And so you need to know that, mark your calendar as I do. Use these smartphones, these smart tools that we all have that we don't always use. I use mine every single day. Use those tools and go after everything that you want, including all the billions of dollars in funding that is still available for you today. So thank you so much. I will definitely follow up after the broadcast to answer any questions that you have. But I hope you, just continue to go after your goals. We wish you continued success. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact and continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.